Legends in Training is an adult tabletop RPG podcast. See content warnings and more in the description below.
Last time on Legends in Training.
Court will now begin the trial on whether we will provide safe sanctuary for the researchers or if they will be penalized for causing the giants' rage. Begins now.
My father has kind of mucked things up a little bit. I would like to be charged with finding him.
We trusted them. They broke our trust. Now it's our job to clean up their mess. If you promise me, you will do everything in your power to stop your father from being the one he's being. I'll let you go. As another Fey promise is made.
So can you honestly, Sandira, exasperate any option you have? Because if you can't, you just signed your death wish.
Your name has begun to flower and bloom, and I just hate that flowers don't last long in the winter. You arrive to this big portal, and through it you see a castle. You guys are sitting in an alleyway in a very large, structured city, engulfed in shadow, and it is raining. You see your sister Psionica. Hey, what's up? I'm Zack. I'm the Dungeon Master. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, which basically means we're all telling a story together and letting the dice kind of determine what happens. Now we're going to go around and introduce all of our players.
Yep, this is Madison, and I play Echo, our awful, terrible, mean grave cleric of Kalimvor.
I'm Dakota. I play Castiel. He's quick with a bamf and swift with a blade.
I'm Phoenix, and today I'm playing Kix, who's all about leg movement.
And I'm Tyler, and I'm playing Simon, a little wanty paladin boy. Zach, go ahead and tell her what we're doing differently today.
Sure, Simon. So basically, our party has split, and now we are going to have to run a couple of sessions from the perspectives of different members of the party. With that being said, we're going to have a couple of NPCs becoming PCs so that everybody can still play and be a part of the group. Don't expect too much of a change, but know that there's going to be a different set of scenery every other episode, basically. Castiel, you have just recently pinned your sister Psionica to the ground, revealing it is her. And as that happens, and you've realized who it is, two other figures fall into the alleyway behind.
Just instinctively, I'm going to immediately go into like a defensive position, and I'll say to Psionica, "Get behind me."
Psionica reaches up to stop you and goes, "No, they're with me. It's all right."
What do
she
you mean
goes
they're
to kind
with
of
you?
lower your hand.
Psionica, who's this? This man just tackled you.
Simon, it's my brother. I'm sorry. How are you here right now?
How are you here right now?
Well, not that anyone's asked, but I'm doing great.
Echo is turning around and like looking at the wall. I'm imagining the portal is
Gone. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Echo's like pressing their hand into like the wall, or I'm gonna assume we came in through a fucking alley wall or some shit,
Right.
some Diagon alley shit. Echo's like just pressing their hands into the brick.
No avail.
No, Echo is aware. Echo is compartmentalizing right now.
I'm going to go ahead and enact my psionic whispers for the next 6 hours. And the two people I connect with is my sister and Echo.
You don't want to do Simon?
No, I don't know them.
Okay, whatever.
And in her head, she's going to hear me start to speak. Who are these two people?
They're members of the Maiden's Guard. They're with me.
Can they be trusted?
I'd trust them with my life. How did you...
We're stuck here. Echo is like pissed with this wall now.
Huh. You should follow me, actually. And Psionica starts to grab your hand and head out of the alleyway.
Okay, I'll psychically to Echo. I'll go, we're following her.
We're what?
We're following her.
Echo gives like Psionica like a quick once over. We're not gonna just... Okay.
What is it?
We're good.
Now, wait a second. Who says you can come with us?
I do, Simon. We're gonna take them
Oh, great.
to the group of maidens. We're gonna
Is this going to be another judgment that we have to pass again?
the court of maidens. That's where we're gonna go right now.
2 trials in one day. Who knows?
Well, if I had to guess, and I do make a pretty good guess, this is probably going to be the better way than for someone to find you out all willy-nilly by yourself. And if Psionica trusts you, then I guess I'll trust you for now. But you can ask her. My word goes a long way.
Kix just does a little bow and
It's in Castiel's head. One who talks too much and one that doesn't talk enough.
Yeah, I'm curious about the other one, too. It's not fair to ask you to trust them, but I don't know this place. And the only people I do know are you and my sister. And we have a better chance at sticking together at whatever this is than soloing this just you and I.
It seemed to work out for your sister. But Echo kind of just gestures. They're following.
And just as you're done saying that, Psionica begins to lead you through these big, almost New York style city alleys and streets. And as she's taking you, she goes, well, welcome to Noctis City, one of the more up-and-coming cities of the Shadow Plains. I don't know how you got here, but I was planning on coming to get you at some point anyway, so I guess this works out.
To come and get me? I've been trying to come and get you.
Well, I appreciate the noble gesture, but I think we're more suited for here, Cass. She kind of... There's a glimmer in her eye for a moment of a hope, and she goes, there's a lot you need to learn in a very short amount of time, and the only way that's going to happen is if you and me go see the Court of Maidens. Now, she continues to kind of speed her way through this city.
What do you mean this place is more suited for us?
She takes a look at you and she says, Cass, look around. And as you kind of make a perception check for me.
4.
You see there's a lot of people that look like you. A lot of people that look like you.
Sai, we've never fit in before. Why does that matter now?
We never fit in before because that wasn't our home. I can't say too much right now, but we've got to go.
Yeah, speaking of which, and Simon kind of sticks his hand out to motion everybody to stop. And then I use my channel divinity, Watcher's Will. Basically choose the group. For 1 minute, we have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. Just a little something to help, just in case we don't see something in the shadows. Ha! Shadows. It's funny because there's a lot of those.
Okay, all right, good. Simon, he's got a real time when it comes to new people.
Hearing Kix, I feel like Echo and Kix have a quick, just eye beat.
All right. And you guys continue to trek towards the Court of Maidens. As you are going through this New York style city, you eventually get to a point where you see the peaking top of a tower. And as you look up at it, you notice up at the top of it, there is the beginnings of this veil that you now can see kind of goes over the entirety of the city. It stretches out. And as you get closer, you see this tower grow and expand as you go further down and to this massive castle. And Psionica is leading you towards it.
Kix is always in the back, like the caboose of the group.
Yeah.
Making sure, watching out.
So at this point, I'm having a mind conversation with Sai. I start with, so how did you end up here?
She thinks back to you and is inclined to say that there were experiments that they were working on in the plane that Thistleheim is on to jump to different realms. I know you know of the portals in the Isle of Beginning. They were working to create more of those for more planes in hopes of continuing to extend their knowledge, increase their power, and that was the guise that they gave me. In actuality, they've been working on opening portals for a long time. Again, we need to hurry up and get you to the court, and they need to explain some things, because there are things that I'm not allowed to tell you yet, because it isn't my place. Other than you, were there any other things, beings, beasts, deformed creatures of sorts that came through with you?
Was there? I don't remember. There was my familiar, but...
Okay. No, that shouldn't be a problem. Nothing, but anything that wasn't under your control, or...
No, it was just me and Echo.
Okay. Well, I can at least tell you this. We were sent to guard that portal and make sure that no more creatures came through. Apparently something's going wrong in the Fae right now. That rift opened a week ago now. Every now and again, a deformed creature has come through and caused a little bit of a ruckus.
Crazy enough, this has been my third realm in 72 hours. It's been a whirlwind.
Did you become like a researcher or something? Is that... You don't look like you became a researcher.
I pull out my Vishtari card.
Oh. Well, congratulations. The trials are very difficult, and I'm glad to see that you survived.
Difficult for you, maybe.
Oh, all right, Cass. Because you know what's going on and everything. Yeah. Anyway, come on, let's go.
Oh, Doc sends his regards, by the way.
He's still alive?
Yeah. He's still kicking somehow. He's missing a couple of digits, but he's good.
And you're still going to him for arm things?
Well, this one was from the help of the research team that we were assisting on the Isle of Beginnings. But, yeah, everything else has come from him.
Huh. Interesting. I really thought one of his experiments would cause great harm to him.
Not to him, but to one of my good friends.
Echo loves that house.
One of my good friends, Sandira, he has felt the wrath of that house.
How unfortunate. All right. And then you see she arrives to this castle, and you see two giant stone figures outside on either side, gargoyle-like, and she waves her hand out, and you see a symbol is created on her hand, and the two guards, statues, kind of lean back and open the way for them. She leads you in, and you guys go through the courtyard and through the castle doors and into the castle, and you end up in this room that is a giant bubble-like room with a big circular table in the center and then a circular podium set up around. The table has steps leading up to the top of it. She stands up on top and gestures for the rest of you to climb up as well.
I look back at Echo.
I'm following you.
Okay. I follow.
All right. Everybody stands on the platform. Psionica bends to one knee, puts her hand over her chest, and says, I request a council with the Court of Maidens. And a field of energy comes around the table that you are on, and another massive energy goes around the podium. And with that, the appearance of these visages of different cloaked figures arrive. 7 in total, each one with their own spot.
You said it was the Court of
Maidens.
Maidens.
Maidenless.
Wow, so their acronym is CALM.
Kix does bow very long.
Echo's little head is like on a swivel, taking in everything.
Mm-hmm.
I also take a knee.
Good man.
I kind of look to our two new friends. I'm like, come on, do the thing. Take a knee.
I mind talk to my sister. Should we kneel too?
Echo gives at the very most like a little head bow.
Whatever you deem appropriate. You don't know a lot. They're not going to hold you accountable, but if you're aiming for respect, that is what we do.
I'll take a knee.
One of the maidens speaks up, and a light from the sky kind of peers down and casts a massive shadow that peers into the bubble that you guys are in, and you hear, "You have called forth the Court of Maidens. I'm assuming your mission is a success, and the portal was dealt with." Psionica responds, "Yes, the portal closed. However, there's been a bit of confusion in the matter. These two individuals came through the portal when it closed. Nothing else came through. One of them is, in fact, my brother." And you hear whispers just fill your ears.
Can I understand any of them?
No, it's such a cacophony of words that it overwhelms the senses almost. And then it gets silent again. And the light recedes from the one that was talking, and another one, the light emits, casts the shadow in. "What are your opinions on what we should do with these individuals, Psionica?" And Psionica goes, "Well, since one is my brother and one is his..." In your mind you hear, "Friend, right?"
Acquaintance.
"Acquaintance.
Should have said sidekick.
I believe they could be of value to us during these times. They could also help with the next mission that we have for our group." And the voice comes back and says, "You mean to travel to the city of Lunos?" Psionica goes, "Yes, I can vouch for my brother, and anyone who can handle dealing with him can certainly handle themselves."
In her mind, she hears a bitch.
Shut the fuck up. "Very well. Only on your terms." And she says, "Thank you. Is this all?" "Yes, that's all I have." Simon, Kix, do you have anything to report?
Simon says, I say we give him a shot. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them at the moment. But if Psionica says it's cool, I'm willing to give it a shot. I keep one of my eyes open.
All right. Kix, do you have anything?
While I don't know anything of the two newcomers, they seem to pose no threat as I can see. So honestly, I don't care. I still do request that we relocate Simon to a different group, but if that's not happening, then I have nothing to say.
Considering I'm probably one of the strongest in this group, whatever. I'll excel no matter where you put me.
We will be keeping you with them for now. This meeting is adjourned. Psionica, take the two noob ones to the chamber to the north to be briefed. Very well. The orbs both disperse from around both of you like a popped bubble. She takes your hand and she goes, "All right, now you both follow me." Simon's Kix, you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, all right. Stay back here and make sure they don't get up to no good.
Mind talk to Psionica. Is Simon really as strong as he's boasting?
I've seen him do very strong things, but I am stronger. And you see that she's starting to move with like a little bit of a pep in her step. She's getting really excited. And you guys go into this north chamber. And you see one of those figures from the court, cloaked in dark robes. Hard to make them out through the silhouette. And they go, "Well, hello, Castiel." Psionica goes, "All right, you can drop the act now." And the cloak comes off. You see a woman in very nice, very pristine clothes, mostly with markings of silver shining off of what little light there are here and there. She's got this very soft, kind face, and she walks up and she takes one of her hands and she rubs it against your face and rubs a thumb against your cheek, and a tear falls from her eye.
I pull back a little bit.
When you pull back, she also pulls back and says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I guess it's fair you don't know any better." And you feel this sharp pain in your ribs as you look down and see Sayaka's elbow deep in your ribs. "Show some respect, you idiot," the other figure goes. "Sayaka, he does not know any better, and I do not deserve his respect."
I'm a little thrown off by Psionica, and I look at the woman and should I know you?
Should is an interesting word to use. If you weren't taken from me that night, then yes, you would know me. But at the same time, what's done here has led you to this moment, so whether you should or should not have known me up to this point is entirely opinion. Do I wish you had known me? Yes. Do I desire for you to know me? Yes. Am I sorry that you did not know me? Yes.
Wait, taken from you? What are you saying?
Psionica fucking kicks you in the shin and goes, You are so dense. Put two and two together, Cass. That's our mom."
Oh, shit. And it's such a deadpan "oh, shit" from Echo.
And she looks at you very bashful and honestly a little bit shameful.
I look at Psionica. Our mom? How do we know that?
Do you remember when I told you about they have been doing the portal experiments longer than they said?
Oh, yeah.
Well, one of those was trying to get here. They opened a portal, found a lot of elves that are very inclined in shadows, and thought, oh, well, these would be good spies. And so a mass of children from here were stolen. You and me being two of them.
I figured that much.
Some of us were put as spies for some organizations. Others proved to be too difficult to raise and were taken to places like Slaghaven and left to kind of figure out how to survive.
Castiel's quiet for a moment. So, during that moment of silence, he'll mind talk to Psionica. How do we know this is our mother? How do we know this just isn't someone who lost a kid and is just trying to fill a gap?
Why would she fill her gap with a bunch of random individuals that came jumping through portals? Why would anybody sit there and desire for either of us to be their children with the past that we've had?
And hearing that in his head, he'll look back at this woman, and you'll see Castiel's shoulders just fully relax, and you'll see his eyes start to water, and his voice will break, and he'll just, Mom?
And I think at that moment, he
just fully embraces her.
Mm-hmm. As she embraces him, or as he embraces her, you feel the top of your head start to become wet, but your body becomes warm as she embraces you and is crying so heavily on you. And then you feel from behind another slam of just a fucking hunk of meat as Psionica just slams into you.
I thought you were going to say Simon
I
for a
thought Simon
second.
was about to go hug too. I think we all assumed that Simon was going in for that hug.
Simon's weird. Doesn't like this. No touch.
This
Echo also looks uncomfortable.
This is just like 20-ish years of just repressed emotion of walls that Cass has just mentally built over the last 2 decades, and they just all came crumbling down at once. He's a mess.
Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe 10 minutes pass. The waves of emotion and tears begin to subside. Your mom goes, All right. Now I'm supposed to be briefing you all. So.
Wait, what a father.
When all of you were taken. A lot of the men sought out ways to get you back. And unfortunately, when your father left, he never came back. So I became a maiden.
But where did he go?
He left the safety of Noctis in search of power on the Shadow Plains. But it's a dangerous place.
So he's still here in this realm?
Maybe. But on your journey to Lunas, you will realize how unhopeful it is for someone to survive out there. But, and she kind of spreads the embrace away and puts a hand on each one of your shoulders and says, the three of us are together and we will now thrive as one. And she reaches behind and pulls a lantern out and goes, Psionica, Simon Kicks, I know you're all familiar with this. Castiel. And she kind of smiles a little bit for the first time saying that to her son. And who is your friend here?
Oh, I am so sorry. Echo, I am so sorry. This is Echo.
I am Echo.
They're a part of the group I've been traveling with since the Vishtari trials. And they have more than proven their worth in any situation.
Maybe the nicest thing you've said about me in the month we've known each other.
But don't ask them to put up a tent. They don't know how to do that.
I don't. It's unfortunate. I've never had to.
Well, it's a pleasure having a member of Kalinvor's clergy as an ally.
Yeah, there's like a really respectful head bow at that point.
And she takes this lantern and she lights it, and this big bright light emits from it, and it's very bubble-esque. A lot of the magic that is protecting a lot of this realm is bubble-like. And you see this bubble sort of engulf everybody. And she goes, this is a light lantern. It's not the most creative name, but when lit, it produces a special sort of light that keeps shadow beasts away. While you're traveling, this will need to stay lit. We will give you the amount of oil required to burn it for the amount of time you are traveling. That being said, you mustn't dolly, for light lantern fuel is a very precious resource. It'll take you roughly 3 weeks to get to Lumos. Lunos, that's it.
I'm sorry. How many weeks?
3.
3 weeks, Castiel.
Why do we need to go to Lunos?
There have recently been portals opening up here, and monstrosities have been making their ways through. We are not sure what is causing them, but the city of Lunos and the city of Noctis look out for one another, and we have to go and check on them and make sure they are okay and well, and they might have a means to eradicate this problem.
3 weeks round trip or just 3 weeks too?
Round trip.
3 weeks.
Hold on, this is we were in the middle of something else. I mean, we're already trying to save the Fey realm and what's going on in Thistleheim, and
now
this.
Granted, they may be connected. If the portals are opening and putting giants in Thistleheim, and the giants are going wrong in the Feywilds because of Sandira's father, then it may be very well easily, linked that the portals opening in this other city are also connected to all of the portals that are going wrong everywhere else.
Back in the Fae, Sandira's getting fitted with armor and he's... Achoo! Oh, there must be a draft in here.
I mean, it's possible.
At this point, it is a gamble. It is 3 weeks. We were given 4. Now, we can go handle this family misadventure of yours and make it back in time for tea. Or we could die. I have no intention of dying.
Well, we're supposed to help Sandira find his father.
That is what was promised. Technically, we were promised to take care of Sandira's father, but I will not split hairs there.
At this point, I think your mom sort of breaks in and goes, well, if you have business that's more important elsewhere, then you can probably just leave the way that you came. You can just go through one of the portals that opened into the Fae if you'd really like to leave. And I think at that point, Psionica looks really sad at you. She knows she could probably talk to you mentally, but she just looks really sad.
It's not that I want to leave. It's that I made a promise to someone that I would help them. And this is a lot. I mean, we're barely here a couple of hours, and now we're supposed to save this realm from portals too.
Well, maybe Simon's got an idea.
All right, Simons.
I think that once we get to where we're going, there's portals there. Who says you won't get there and see your friend? Maybe we'll get there and you'll see your friend.
Echo, what do you think?
I am here
Wait, why did you come through the portal?
because balance is my entire creed. And so here we are. We have no communication with either Sandira or Aranea, or the Feywilds, or the researchers, or the Vishtari. The only way forward is forward.
So, is that a disagreement? Are you narrating?
It's a lot of puzzle pieces to put together.
Simon's good at puzzles.
Yeah, but this puzzle's missing a few pieces.
So am I.
Poor Simon.
If this whole portal thing is connected, maybe we will run back into them.
Or we may die. That is, once again, the loop we have entered.
Did Father also traverse to Lunos?
No, him and all of the men that went with him went on a great expedition into the plains.
What are these shadow creatures? I just realized that we never clarified.
Creatures that gain their strength from the shadow.
It's kind of in the name.
You know how in...
Grave is also in the cleric name.
Nope, not a G in cleric. Go ahead.
In Thistleheim, you know how there are dinosaurs and these creatures that have made their lives there and have adapted to those environments.
Yeah.
In the Shadow Plains, creatures have done the same. A lot of them exist off of the use of shadow and trickery, very loosely corporeal beings.
Fantastic.
But none of those things quite make it past my snake eyes. As you see, he winks at you, and you see his eyelids come horizontally.
Ugh.
Hearing all of this shadow talk and mistress and maidens and court this and that,
Oh, do you remember about your knife?
he starts putting some smaller puzzle pieces together, and he goes, "Sigh,
Cass,
what do you know about the shard of the Mistress of Shadows?"
you talking about my knife?
Oh, you mean my knife? And I pull it out.
She looks and goes, "Are you shitting me? You're the one that's been getting my knife recently?"
You're the one who's been taking my knife and bringing it back with blood?
Now, to be fair, the notes.
At least when it popped into your hand, it was clean.
Well, yeah, because I was using it.
And I was using mine, but I know how to take care of my stuff.
Okay. I didn't control when it
You always did this. When you borrowed my stuff.
I don't have magic powers to make it disappear whenever I want. That wasn't me.
Every time you borrowed my stuff, it always came back dirty or broken.
Listen, and she takes the knife and she starts tossing it in the air. I have no idea why it's teleporting between the two of us.
Or does it teleport to her?
No, she takes it from you.
Yeah,
in
why
that
do you
instance. I don't know.
Oh, no, I don't let her take it. I do one of those where I hold it above my head and I'm like, no, this is mine. It's clean right now.
She looks at you confused for a second and she goes, and she pretends to go and stab you with her hands. The dagger appears in her hand and she goes, "All right." And then she goes to toss it up. And as she does, it disappears and goes back into your hand.
We'll figure that out later.
Listen, I don't know why it's doing that. Okay.
I have an idea.
What? What is it?
This knife fell through a portal and landed in my lap
It just fell?
from the Matron of Ravens.
Huh. Interesting. It was a gift from the court on one of my first big missions here, but I don't know. That's interesting. You just got dropped the dagger and
And what personification I could think of as the Raven Queen.
I don't know. I've always thought that was connected to the court. What do you think, Mom? It's been an heirloom of the court for a long, long time. Before I was even a maiden, it's been passed down and passed down. So maybe it could be tied to someone like that. I've never heard of a queen of ravens, a raven queen. I don't know.
When it came to me, you must have already been in possession of it. What happened?
One day the dagger just was gone.
Mom, has that ever happened in any passing down of this dagger ever?
Not that I've heard of. It's when Psionica brought it to my attention that she had lost the dagger, I worried she might have misplaced it or something, and Psionica gets pissed off in the corner. But then when she needed it to perform her duty, she had it appeared, as you saw just now. And it hasn't ever done that before. It seems that there's some sort of bond between the dagger and its users.
You see Simon start patting on himself. Did a pocket watch happen to fall through the portal as well?
No.
No pocket watches were found.
Spiders did.
Psionica looks over at her brother and she gives him a wink.
Ever since I came into possession of this dagger, I've also been able to do this. And I gave him a name. I tried to summon Kevin.
Kevin?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
And out of the head at the end of the dagger, he cracks and snaps out of the dagger and goes, "Ha!" And Psionica looks at you and goes, "You know, I can't do that, actually, with the dagger." "What?" And your mom looks baffled.
And I'll just like nudge Kevin's chest.
Maybe the knife just likes him better.
That's why I think this might be connected to her.
Kevin.
Huh?
Cool. Can Simon can I pet him? I'm Simon.
He's pretty friendly, and I'll pick him up with my fingers and hold him out.
Huh?
Interesting. You see my little snake tongue going all over him.
Please don't lick my bird.
It's how I smell, you freak.
It smells like bird.
Doesn't smell like any old other bird.
That's true.
And there's one other thing. I have a very strong, unique bond with this bird, and I'll just mind meld with the bird and take over.
The bird's eyes turn into human eyes. Or elf eyes, I guess. Castiel's eyes.
I cast detect magic on it.
Okay.
What do I learn?
This bird is entirely of magic. There's not even organs inside. It's just full of magic. And you see Sandira's eyes in the front of it.
Sandira's eyes?
Fucking Castiel's eyes. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking at Tyler and playing.
As soon as I cast detect magic, you see Simon's brow get sort of furrowed and go, "This bird is made completely of magic. There is not a single bone or organ in it."
I'll fly
What
over
an
and
interesting specimen.
I'll fly over and land on my sister's shoulders, and then I'll go, "Ha!" And then I'll peck her in the head and fly away.
Echo's got like a cautious grip on like Castiel's actual body, like on the upper arm. The real arm, not the metal arm. Just in case we do some Buzz Lightyear shit.
He does T-pose whenever he leaves the corporeal realm and goes into the bird realm.
And then I'm like mind meld back into my own body.
Echo is let go. Immediate. It's immediate.
And yeah, I can trade places with this raven.
Huh. Whoever it was seems to have wanted you two to be connected again. So whoever it is, I'm thankful.
Psionica, I mean, with all that talk about making other promises and whatnot, we may only have them for the trip to where we're going, and a bird's eye view could be a huge advantage for us.
Oh, for sure. I agree entirely.
We might need a
I
rope.
think he's saying I get to keep the knife.
That'll be something you
share.
work out between the two of you.
We if that's your plan, we may need a rope.
What would we need a rope?
He has to be led.
I know
kind of.
that. That's always been the case.
It kind of it just
No,
walks.
I mean,
it's a little.
they're talking about when I trade places with the bird. my body kind of just goes on autopilot.
You might bump into things.
Can it fight in autopilot?
We have not tested
We
that
have not
yet.
tested that.
Go into the bird and I'll smack you.
Kix nods.
I go into the bird. This is something we should test here and not out in the field. Not you, Echo.
You didn't say that before you went in the bird. I take
Oh
my,
wait, no. I mind talk to it.
Isn't there concentration on that with your knives?
I take my hand.
I mind talk to Echo. Echo, I want you to do it, not Simon. I don't know him.
I
I
kind
would
of
like to stop you for a moment. It has been a very long month and a half. He said I get to hit him.
Simon never gets to have any fun.
all right, be my guest.
Although for scientific purposes, I do think perhaps more than one sample may be needed.
Oh yeah, and you see his hand shoot out of a cloak. It's been covered this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
His skin has a light green to white kind of shade to it, but this hand, it's a full 5-fingered hand with super dark black nails, and you just see like these scars throughout his hand and wrist, but at the center of them, they're kind of purplish looking. And kind of gets it ready. After you.
Echo cast guidance. Not guidance. That's the wrong thing. That's the wrong. I was so ready and I was not ready whatsoever. It is word of radiance is what Echo is doing.
I'll land on Mom's shoulder.
And so each creature of your choice that you can see within range must succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
With my stats?
Yeah, sure.
Fucking throw magic at me.
Echo can hit you next if that's what you like.
10.
No.
No.
No. It is 6 points of damage.
Okay. That happened.
Does my body do anything?
It roll Constitution.
Just the modifier?
Yeah.
It's the same either way.
Yeah.
Another 10.
Okay. You see one of your fingers kind of flick.
Can I roll perception to see if Echo noticed?
Sure.
Fuck yeah. It is a 16.
Yeah, I'd say.
You. Simon?
I try to...
Yeah, it's Simon.
Hit him.
After that, I try to focus on my body, and I just try something simple. I try to just make a fist.
I'm gonna do to you. Simon's body's all crickling and crackling. You're starting to notice, man, this body's got some wear on it. He's just a goofy little guy.
Silly man.
He takes his hand, and as he exhales, the room just gets eerily quiet. And then just very quick, just smack him across the face. And he does it so fast, you see his cloak like wave in the wind a little behind him.
Okay, cool. Roll to hit. And what were you trying to get your body to do?
Make a fist.
Okay.
We'll do a 12 plus strength 14.
What's your AC?
15.
Cool. Yeah, I think that as you are trying to make the fist with your hand, you realize that Simon's about to come and smack the shit out of you. There's this intense moment where all of a sudden everything gets silent. He swings his hand in, and your body just kind of barely moves out of the way in time.
Interesting. I swear, if I didn't like if this was somebody else
Castiel.
fighting, I would just like finish the follow through and get in tackle position. Fucking go.
Once for yes, twice for no. One more.
All right.
What is... And Echo turns to Psionica. What's your specialty?
Killing.
Fantastic. And then Echo looks at Kix and yours.
Kix looks Echo up and down and puts a foot forward.
Oh, it's in the name. That one. Hit him.
Kix looks around. Like, you didn't specify what kind of hitting.
That's fine. Echo kind of like sighed to Psionica. If this one goes the way I think it might, you might still get a turn. You're the last effort here.
I kind
You're
of
the last
prefer
one.
to hit him when he's in the body.
Kix takes a step back, puts one leg up, and is gonna do like a little spin kick. I forget exactly what it's called.
I think it is just a
Spin kick works.
And right
Roundhouse.
foot. Yeah, roundhouse kick.
All right, Chuck Norris, roll to hit.
What is that? A D
20.
21st.
You know what?
The D&D dice.
D dice.
The one.
The one that's going on the logo.
Not the D&D.
One I'm getting tattooed on my leg.
A 15 plus.
Yeah, you're adding 6 to that.
Oh,
No way.
So that's a 21.
God.
I think that hits.
Yeah. What's the damage for that kick?
1d4 plus 4.
1d4 plus 4. That works.
2.
2 plus 4.
Oh, yeah.
6.
6.
Booyah. So you take 6 damage as Kix. What does this look like? What does this kick look like? That's your name. So like,
it's at first Kix does a little crouch, get a little stretch in with his hands behind his back, turns slightly, and as far as Castiel's face is, and then roundhouse kicks him, and like just like a little spin at the end, and like standing in like a little ballerina pose with his hands still behind his back.
See, Kix, I don't know why you don't like me. Between my slaps and your kicks were unstoppable.
How's Castiel looking right now?
Yeah, how am I looking?
I mean, you just got hit for 6.
So that's 12 now. I don't think you took damage for the hit.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump back into my own body. Yeah, I don't think this body does anything on its own when I'm in the Raven.
At that point, Kevin comes flying over. Ha! And he comes and he lands on your shoulder. A little bit of blood dripping from your face. And what was it? Word of Radiance that you used to hit him?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of blood from the ears. You see as Kevin kind of leans into you and he rubs and nuzzles up against you. You feel some of the pain from the hit kind of going away. And you see as blood begins to start flowing from Kevin.
Oh.
And before you know it, you have recovered 10 of those hit points that you took. And Kevin looks at you, beaten and battered, and poof, he disappears. He gives you a little wink before he goes.
You guys hurt Kevin.
Well, to be fair, none of us knew that would happen.
You think he'll be back? I like Kevin.
Kevin will be back.
I prefer to hit you than Kevin. You're swell and all.
Speaking of Psionic, I was the only one that didn't get to hit him.
All right, your turn.
I'll get him when I get him.
I didn't get to hit him either.
You did.
Luckily for him.
You did hit him.
Simon scares me a little.
Getting some split personality stuff going on here.
That's why Kix wants him on the team. He's kind of scary.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
He's scary.
You think the Kicks want Simon off the team because they don't like Simon, but in actuality, Simon's scary. Everyone's scared.
Simon just knows how to have a good time.
Psionica
Puts his cloak back on.
Psionica looks at the group and goes, well, regardless of what decision you make, we should at least celebrate you being back. I think this calls for a code purple. And Psionica looks over at Kix and Simon's and gives a little wink.
What the fuck is code purple?
Oh, you'll see.
Sorry, you'll see.
Psionica grabs you by the arm again and starts to run out of the town, of the castle.
Hold on. Before we go.
Make it quick. Code purple's time sensitive.
Well, we didn't get to finish our conversation. I was going to ask, well, if Father didn't go to Lunos, which direction did he head in?
They all kind of went in different directions. There's not a lot of logs, man. If you want to spend your time here searching for him, you can. But
well, no, it just, two birds, one stone if it was in a similar direction.
I get it. The Raven. Yeah. Two birds. I like that. Code purple. Let's go.
Mom, are you coming?
Mom's not really allowed to leave the castle as a maiden, but we can come back.
Okay.
Psionica leads you guys to a bar out in the city streets called Big Purples.
I step up in front of the group. Welcome. Sorry, I'm starting to, I got to remember. Welcome to Big Purples. We have a big time. We have a purple time. But most of all, we have a fun time. Or else. And first round's on me.
Psionica leads you in. Immediately, the bartender there, this big kind of gruff, swole, jacked changeling dude is like, oh, well, if it isn't my favorite riddle, Shadow Elf. Psionica goes, shut up, Bilberry. Give us 5 purples.
And maybe if you're feeling froggy later, we'll try a cobra shot.
I've told you already, cobra shots aren't a thing. You just put alcohol in liquid
No. The secret is a little bit of my venom that gets you fucked up. Don't be grossed out by it. Saliva and venom come from two different places in my mouth.
I'm a snake.
Make a little snake.
I'm a sneaky little snake named Simon.
And before you know it, you guys all have 5 of these purple, gloopy looking drinks in front of you.
What is that?
Kicks downs is.
Oh, yeah. Psionica, same thing.
So, I know that you two have never drank one of these before, but basically you take your little finger, you run it around the outside of it to make sure it gets nice and loose in there, and then you just shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, when in Thistleheim.
But we're not in Thistleheim.
And I'll
Echo will do the shot.
Yay.
I'll run my finger around it and throw it back.
Yeah.
It slops into your mouth.
What's the flavor profile?
Grape.
I figured it was
It tastes like grape.
Ugh.
I love grape. It tastes like a good grape, like white grape.
Mm.
And as it's sitting in your mouth, it begins to fizzle.
Echo makes the whole face too, like the nose scrunch, kind of like the tongue out, the whole face flex happens.
And then the alcohol hits.
Oh, fuck.
Ah.
There's a lot of alcohol in the purple.
Brace yourselves. This is my favorite part.
All of a sudden, the other 3's eyes just turn wide and their pupils dilate massive.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, you go on an adventure.
We're almost to the top. And the come down.
And for a brief moment there, you guys experience utter bliss for a solid 30, 45 seconds. And then you come down off of it, and you feel good. There's not like a hangover afterwards.
Cool. Are there other flavors?
But you're still buzzing.
Well, there are, but they're all dyed purple. It kind of just goes with the theme.
Ah.
In fact, our grapes are like actually kind of blue. We'll do another. Nobody's saying anything. The alcohol gets you loose. Bring us some more.
I think I will not.
You know, we could show them our drinking game.
I think it was your drinking game.
Drinking game.
I think I was coerced, if I remember the entire situation correctly.
It's just basically where you get to ask each other questions and you either drink or you answer the question.
I want to get to know me and I don't care. Just drink.
Oh, man. Tyler's really projecting right now. Psionica looks at you two and goes, I'd love to. Cass, go ahead. You start.
Okay. Kicks.
Bad start.
Why the quiet type?
There's not much to say when you can do an action.
I guess actions speak louder than words.
Oh, but Echo gets bullied.
What a convenient personality to have in D&D.
I think that makes it Kix's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kicks, you have to ask a question now.
Cleric, right?
As it would seem.
What type?
Grave, healing, funeral processions, funeral rites.
It's a little weird for a cleric, right? Do you mainly deal with the dead, or?
For the most part. They don't talk back nearly as much.
I like that one.
Fantastic.
This is my favorite game I don't have to play.
Psionica.
Fuck, I forgot. Yeah?
You said that the portal experiments have been going on for a very long time.
Right.
How did you find that out?
When I came here, my mom kind of filled me in on it. Figured out about my dad basically swearing vengeance and...
But the Vishari never gave you any...
No, they kept it under wraps. They didn't... I was one of their quote-unquote best, as they said. And then they pushed me through a portal that they weren't sure if it was stable or not. And it just happened to send me to the best place in the world.
Shoved you through it.
I think that makes it your turn, Psionica.
All right. Hey, Cass. Did you ever get a girlfriend?
Yes, Castiel. Have we gained a snuggle bunny?
No, I've never gotten a girlfriend.
Here.
Loser.
And he just kind of gives her this stink face.
Oh, what? What?
Where's your boyfriend?
He's right there. And she looks over at Simon.
No.
That tongue hit different. Sorry, you asked.
I need another drink.
No, you answered your question.
What's wrong with me? You've known me for 2 hours. I protected you in a dangerous city, and you think I'm too gross for your sister?
You are kind of gross.
Yeah, but you like that.
And she throws back another purple and goes silent for 15 seconds.
You've never dated me. You don't know what I'm like. I'm very romantic and sweet, and we go out and we have missions and stuff together. I have all these protective spells I learned just to keep her safe. And you're going to say you with me? All right. You got a question for me?
He's going to hit you again.
No, I don't have any questions for you.
Fair enough.
Is that the end of the game then?
Since we went round circle, or do you have more questions?
No, I figured that it would just kind of like...
Well, I didn't get to ask a question.
That is true. Simon did not get to ask a question.
Hey,
We'll go a few
Cass.
rounds, now it's your turn.
Hey, Cass.
Have you ever killed a man?
Yeah.
More than I can count.
Did you close your eyes when you did it?
I made eye contact.
You guys share intense eye contact for a second, and then you see his eyelids horizontally just... I like him. Let's get another round.
You guys throw some purples back and have a fucking night of
What's
getting
there to
know each
eat
other.
here?
No, there's normal food like shadow beef, shadow chicken, shadow pork, shadow beans, shadow salad.
But if you're looking for healthy alternatives, you can get those in light versions too.
Shadow light tofu.
So yeah, I guess we just... Throughout the night, he's just catching up, tells a few embarrassing stories about his sister. You know, as a sibling would.
Yeah. She turns him back, as she does.
Yeah.
And then you guys kind of fuck around and find out throughout the night, and eventually you guys fall asleep in rooms in this tavern and this bar. This bar has rooms, and eventually you guys wake up the next day, and Psionica comes into your room. It's like, hey, Cass, you up?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
What? Why not? You were so drunk.
Just a lot to take in.
She comes and sits down on your bed. She puts a leg on your, or hand on your knee. I know it's a lot right now. I've been through the same thing, but there's one difference. You got me to help you through. So, no worries. I know it's a lot right now, but I promise you, everything's going to go good in the end. As long as we've got each other and Mom, we'll be good.
Yeah, things will be good. You know, I'm glad I found you. And it's even more amazing knowing that we have a mom.
Yeah.
And that she's alive.
Yeah, it is.
And that father might be out there somewhere.
Yeah, he might. There's a chance.
But I want you to know, with everything going on, I don't know if I'll just be able to just drop everything and stay here immediately.
Yeah.
I'm going to help, but there's some bigger stuff at play here, bigger than just this realm or another.
Well, I know Lunos has been working on that, taking care of the teleportation stuff. Maybe if we're lucky, they'll already have a way to handle it, and we can get you back there, and maybe we can help you out, you know?
I promise I'll be back.
Yeah, I know you do. And I know you will.
There's just a few doors left I need to close.
Well, I'm going to go get us some supplies for the trip.
Simon?
He's just messing around. He's a real good dude. I hope you can really get to meet that side of him.
He seems older.
What do you mean older?
I don't know. Just think you could do better.
It's just because you don't know who he is yet. You've only met him for a day.
I don't know. Maybe I just think no one would ever be, good enough for you. You deserve the best.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I know
But if he
him.
hurts you, I'll have to kill him.
Of course, we can kill him together.
Okay, deal.
But he's a good guy.
From across the hall, you hear him go, "Achoo!"
And maybe if we're lucky, we can find you a girl.
Well, you asked if I had a girlfriend. You didn't ask about anything else. Let me not leave the room.
She, as you walk out and you're shutting the door, she goes, "Son of a bitch," as that door shuts. And I think that she goes to gather supplies with Simon and Kix, and you and Echo can also go gather some stuff if you'd like. Psionica meets back up with you guys, and she goes, "All right. So, I've got the lantern. I've got the oil. I also got us a couple of mounts so that we can get to Lunos as quick as possible."
It's another caravan episode.
Could you give me just a minute?
Yep.
And I want to go find my mom.
You head back to where she was. She's there. Yes, is that... What do you need?
Well, I think we're about to set out, but I haven't really gotten a proper chance to just catch up.
She waves her hand, and a table shows up with a bench on either side, and she takes a seat on one side. And she goes, "Well, I'm here."
What have you been doing all this time? This whole court of maidens, I've never heard of this.
Each major city in the Shadow Plains has a maiden, and we all form the court of maidens. We each govern, for all intents and purposes, our own cities.
You govern this city?
Yes. Not alone, of course, with the help of a lot of individuals. But yes.
I guess I just don't know where I come from or what kind of family I come from. I don't know anything about this.
I have just the thing. And she walks away into another room, and you hear the latch clicking on like a small cupboard or something like that. And she comes back, and she has this book with her. And she goes, "If you'd like, you can hold on to this and just bring it back when you're done." And on the front, there's a picture of your mom. And in her hand is a little tiny baby. And there's a man. And in his hands is another little baby. It doesn't have a lot of words, but if you want to see where you came from, then I guess this is a start.
I'll be sure to bring it back.
And she gives you a hug.
Did you have any questions for me?
And you see that she's kind of stumbling around. She goes, I'm sorry. For so long I cut out the thought of ever seeing any of my family again. And then after seeing Psionica, I've been more hopeful, but I don't know. I don't have the words to express what I want to. I feel like just a stranger. I just hope that once all is said and done, we'll be able to be a family again.
I hope so too.
I'm sorry that I can't be more right now. And I'm sorry that me and your father weren't strong enough to keep you two from being taken.
It's okay, we're here now. We'll have to just make up for lost time.
She smiles and says, "Yes, we will. Now, your sister's very impatient. I'm sure she's waiting on you now."
Yeah, no, I want to make her wait just another minute.
Be nice.
No promises.
She gives you a hug and then pats you on the way out.
I'll rush back to everyone else.
And you arrive back to everybody else. And you see Psionica getting the mounts ready.
Are these just
What are
regular
they? What are
horses,
they?
or?
No such thing as regular horses in
fuck
the
yeah,
Shadow
what is
Plains,
it?
dude. You're riding these very large ostrich-like looking creatures
Fuck yeah.
that are engulfed in shadow, except for this long neck that comes out, and at the top there are 2 red eyes.
Hey, Castiel, was it?
Yeah.
Why don't you hop on this bad boy with me for a bit? I'd like to get to know you a little bit, if that's all right, Psionica.
Sure. Yes, you can.
I'm good. I'll hop on a bird by myself.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm just trying to get to know your brother a little better.
You're coming on real strong.
That's what got me you.
Just be nice.
I'm being nice.
I got a feeling like traveling on these things, do they have like loud footsteps? Are they big-footed? Like, are they kind of noisy when they travel? Or are they like silenced by the shadows?
These are shadow steppers. They are, they're way quieter than a horse. Imagine if you had a chicken run down the road, So there might be little pity pats. It's not like the bird comes through and is like, I'm a bird,
That's the biggest bird.
I'm the biggest bird.
All right, everyone be nice to the birds. I raised them myself.
All right. I'll light the lantern now. And she lights it. Boom. Bubble comes around. She says, all right, everybody maintain the same speed. We will travel together. Here we go. Thwack.
Simon goes, and then they all start moving. I command the birds.
I'll mind talk to Sai. Hey, I didn't even think to ask. What's our last name? What's Mom's name?
Mom's name is Lux, and our last name is Arumque.
Kix is in the back with his bird, the caboose again.
Yeah, caboose bird.
Tall, lanky, with a ponytail. Kind of almost like yours, a little bit.
Okay.
Because we're both the same race.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you should have said that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you never said that.
I never. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Same race.
So,
Which
okay.
is
Shadow elf.
So I guess everyone but me and Echo are elves.
Yeah.
Do you have hair? Or are you just all like smooth scales?
Yeah, are you like a half-blood Wanty, or are you like a pureblood?
Takes his cloak and he pulls it down
Are
somewhere.
you more snake than humanoid or more humanoid than snake?
Castiel, why are you being so rude? Or is this out of character?
No, this is out of character.
Okay.
Oh, this is just purely for
I was about to say, like,
imagery for myself.
I don't know, you
and-
were using the Castiel voice,
Like,
so I was also...
This is like imagery for like
I was about
myself
to
and the
say,
audience.
damn, you didn't want to talk to me. Now all of a sudden you were like, "What you got down there, big boy?"
How much of you is snake, you fucker?
Do
got hair?
you shed seasonally?
Yeah, I shed skin, and I'm like,
And tears.
you see, it's like very snakish, but then in like the cheek and mouth is kind of humanish. So I'm a humanoid, but you can look at me and be like, oh yeah, there's a lot of snake in that DNA.
There's a snake in that boot.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So like, if there was such a thing as a were snake, he'd be mostly snake.
Yeah, no, he's got
It's kind of like...
he has long yellowish, like, a reptilian yellow, like the bottom of a tummy. He's got that kind of colored hair. Just keeps it.
The rabbit folk that you see in like the books, like you look at it, it stands up like a humanoid, but if you look at it, that's a fucking rabbit.
Got it.
Yeah.
Same thing with him, but snaky.
So yeah, and he's got like longish, stringy, yellowish hair that he kind of keeps tied up.
Okay, so he does
back.
have hair.
He has hair, but it's like, imagine it coming out of reptile type scalp.
Okay. You guys travel. And you guys go through the day-night, all the way into the night day. And eventually you guys get to this fork in the road that has one lantern standing up in the center. And there are directional signs on the lantern, on the light post. One of them says Lunos, one of them says Noctis, and one of them says Darkland.
What's in the Darkland?
Darkness.
Well, considering it's not where we're going.
It's an amusement park.
They have those here?
Yeah,
it's
I've got
called the Witchlight.
Yeah, I've got a fast pass, and he holds the little thing up, and it's like a little gold emblem. Me and your sister go all the time.
Can we just go?
Actually, I was planning on us going ahead and setting up camp here, if that's okay.
That works.
All right.
Does the lantern work like the lamp we have? Yep. Fantastic. I like that.
So we can save our oil.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
There is a game from when we were young for the GameCube called Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And the whole purpose of it was to spread light with a lamp. And you went and you made it to checkpoints that had light in them. Basically the same concept, except you're not spreading light. You're just not dying.
So off in the distance, can we hear like the snarls and growls of bees?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it almost like a white noise, or is it like...
Depends. Sometimes it's real loud and apparent, and then other times it's almost dead silent.
Simon gets off of his bird, walks over to Psionica and grabs her hand so it helps her get down.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, did you need help too? So he walks over and he holds his hand up to Castiel to see if he'll grab his hand.
I get up on the opposite side of the bird.
Castiel does a backflip off of the bird.
Strange fellow, that brother of yours.
Castiel.
Yeah, what's
Echo's
up?
got like the shield and the
yes,
staff
I'm sorry. And I'll grab them again.
Once again, not super great, but Echo does get down safely.
And Psionica kind of starts setting up camp.
I help her.
Cool.
Don't worry, Echo. We got this.
And before you know it, fire's been made. There's some tents set up, and everything's good to go.
Echo is not allowed to touch the tents.
While you guys are kind of setting up and everything, you hear snapping and snarling. And you look in the distance, slamming against the bubble is this shadow creature. And it bounces off of it. And it desires to kill you.
Does it look like it's just darkness, or is it like a construct or undead?
This one looks almost entirely just enveloped. It's just a shadow.
Nice.
And it snaps and it screams and it wails, and eventually after a short amount of time
Do you know what they were?
It's a mix of things, honestly. There's some that have been here for forever, and there's some that are creatures, but there's some that are made from the spirits of ones that have been killed by the ones before. It really depends on which creature you're speaking of. With that one, that shadow looked to be a corrupted soul from someone who died on the path.
Well, in this little bubble, we should be safe for the most part. I don't think anything's getting through. But just in case.
Has that ever happened?
Not that I can recall. Besides the ones I let in. Because I get real antsy at night.
So I go and sit by my sister.
Yeah. What's up, Cass?
So they looked for you for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was even a send-off and everything for you and the others that went missing. There was one guy, though, Pinder Aldar.
As you say that, her senses seem to spike. She becomes alert and tense, and she goes, "Did you speak with Pinder?"
Yeah. He said he wasn't going to give up looking for you.
She kind of spits on the ground in front of you. Pinder is probably one of the most vile, disgusting, selfish Vishtari I know. It's him who was passed down the portal experiments, and because of him, we were separated. And he might try and cover it up and say that it was for the greater good and for technological advances, but in actuality, it is just for the same thing that anyone ever wants in that damn realm: power.
That motherfucker. I'll kill him.
That makes two of us. I'm sorry you even had to deal with him. I'm sorry that...
He seemed so genuine. He seemed like he was, even though everyone else had given up, he seemed so genuine that he was going to continue looking for you.
The worst ones always do. While I've got you here, what's going on with you and Simon?
I don't know him. He's being overly friendly.
He's my boyfriend. Why aren't... Of course he's being friendly to you. You're my brother.
Okay, we spent 2 decades of shutting everyone out except each other.
Yes.
And now I'm just supposed to just meet someone for the first time?
Yes,
and
you
then
are.
just like them?
That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
That's not what's going to happen here.
You better learn. Because Simon's here to stay.
Well, that doesn't mean I have to like them.
Who wants dark dogs? He's been cooking on that fire, boy.
Who wants dark dogs? Now,
Yo, you made it just how you like it.
I don't care if you are just respectable, but just don't be mean.
Okay, look, I just learned what our last name was today. I just learned that we still have a mother. I still learned that father might not be dead. I just found you. I'm in the third fucking realm in the last 72 hours. I'm getting a little bit of fucking a jet lagged here, whatever that term is in this fucking world. And so I'm sorry if liking your boyfriend is not at the top of my fucking list.
Huh. I'm not at the top of your list.
You are.
Interesting.
You're part of the top of that list.
He's part of me. We are together.
How long you been together?
3 years.
You ain't even been here 3 years.
3 years.
How long have you been here?
What, 10 years, roughly?
Sai, it's only been 6 weeks.
What?
I took the Vishtari trials soon after you went missing. It's only been 6 weeks since I took those trials.
That doesn't make any sense. How would the dagger... No.
Sai. On our Vishtari licenses, do they date stamp them?
Sure.
I pull it out and I show her. This is still practically brand new.
Cue the Back to the Future sound as you slowly start fading from the hourglass. No.
You're fucking older now?
I guess I'm your older sister, huh? And as your older sister, I'm telling you, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you to be nice to Simon.
That's why you were asking about the doc. If he was still around?
It's a bit... Oh, I'm getting a headache. So you're telling me that it hasn't been 10 years and this time it's only been...
You've been gone maybe 7 weeks.
Okay.
It was only a couple of weeks after you went missing that Doc finished my arm, and then I went and took the Vishtari trials test.
Ugh.
So, like, 7 weeks, maybe? Throw some change in there?
I guess it makes sense that you hadn't gone to anybody else yet.
We lost 10 years?
Well, we're shadow elves. We've got plenty of time. What are 10 years?
Ha, I'm gonna outlive you.
You don't know that, you idiot. Okay, well, we'll worry about this later, but now I know that means that you're on a bit of a time crunch. So, if you're going to go back to your friends, we need to get you there now. Simon, dear.
Yes, sweetheart.
Echo,
What?
there's something you need to know.
We need to pack up the
What
dark
do
dogs.
I need to know?
Why?
We need to go ahead and get to Lunos as soon as we can.
Why?
I've been informed that my brother and his friend are on a bit of a time crunch, and we need to go ahead and go now.
What happened to 3 weeks? What happened to 3 weeks?
Okay, so apparently time runs differently here. What's been 7 weeks, just shy of 2 months in our time, has been 10 years here. So we don't have 3 weeks.
So if I had to wager, a day is about a month in your time?
What?
A month here would be a day to us.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. The math is not mathing for Echo. Why are we suddenly on a time crunch?
Because wouldn't that mean that time moves slower here than it does?
That's what.
Y'all don't, if it's been 10 years here and only 6 weeks there. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, my brain is breaking on
No,
time
we're right.
relevancy.
In fact, we have even more than 3 weeks now to get to Lumos.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that is what that means.
Yeah, that is what that means.
I'm gonna go with that. My brain not smart. I'm okay with you guys being able to take your time. No, that works.
Like, time moves slower for
Oh,
us.
no, I get it.
And it moves faster here.
No, you're
1
fine.
week in Thistleheim is like 90 weeks here.
Fantastic. So we have so much
You
good
got
time.
so much time.
Fantastic. We can meander if we wanted.
Yeah.
We got like 2 years to get this knocked out.
We have 3 weeks on the lamp.
You still have the lamp crunch.
So, Psionica, honey, do I still need to pack up everything?
I think we're good. And as she says that, you guys hear noises again. But these are more sharp and loud. And all of a sudden you hear just... You guys see a being with the center of its body as this pulsing light. And it is enveloped in this shadowy cloak. And it descends upon the lamppost that you guys are currently camped at. And it absorbs the light out of the post.
In that moment, you feel almost a gust of wind as Simon throws his hands to the side and his cloak kind of comes back and his like the little hood shoots off of his body and you see his hair kind of waving around and you hear a shing as he pulls out a great sword with one hand and points it at the creature and goes,
I'll slay you where you stand.
Let's go ahead and everybody roll initiative.
Hey there, it's Tyler, the best snake handler this side of the Mississippi. We hope you're enjoying this arc so far. This is personally my favorite moment in the show because the new characters we're introducing will play such a vital part in how Castiel and Sandira's individual stories will play out. So stick around where next episode we catch back up with Aranea and Sandira and see how they're handling his, daddy issues. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AreWeLegend to keep up with everything we have going on. Sometimes we even post little clips of us recording, so swing by and say hello. We miss you already. This is very important, by the way. We will not be uploading on Friday, October 20th, 2 weeks from now. A few of us are going on a long vacation for a bachelor party, and I just will not be able to have episode 9 ready to upload. We will resume uploading on Friday, November 3rd. So just how does Sandira plan on saving his father's life? Will he have to end his life instead? Find out next time on Legends in Training.